Welcome to Tuesdays with Tana. Last time I talked about how authenticity can support you when you're feeling overwhelmed at work. And I wanted to talk today about a couple of other things that you can do in order to support yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed at work. The first is to practice prioritization on an ongoing basis. And it's important to realize that there's a distinction between how others may see the tasks that they want you to complete in terms of priority. They may see it as urgent and important, whereas when you look at the many things that you have to accomplish and the many people that you may need to deliver things to on an ongoing basis, that you may see it as a different priority, and you may need to manage expectations. So just knowing that the other people's prioritization and your prioritization can be different. So there are 4 ways to think about prioritizing. The first is that a task could be urgent and important. It needs to be done right away. The second is that it's urgent and it's not important. So that's where you need to think about how you're going to manage that, if you can delegate it, if there's a conversation that needs to be had around it. The third category is not urgent and important. This is where you get to spend time reflecting on things, building new things, coming up with ideas. So it's where it is important to think through and to do something about, and yet it's not urgent. It doesn't have to be done right away. The fourth category is that it is neither important or urgent. And those are the things that, again, you want to look at how can you get those off your plate? Should you continue to be doing them? If they're not important and they're not urgent, they may just be busy work and maybe things that you can let go of in your day-to-day. So the practice of prioritizing can be very helpful on an ongoing basis. The second thing is to put some simple systems in place. And what I mean by systems they're the things that can make your life a lot easier if you just put them in place and use them on an ongoing basis. An example is a filing system. You can use a very simple filing system that is alphabetical for your client names or the different projects that you're working on. It's the same as organizing the files in your computer. You want a place that you can organize them and find them. Think about them in terms of multiple years, what categories need to go in each. Get them organized, put them in place so that you can get things off of your desk and into the file. So that's a system that can support you. Another system is around emails. Managing emails, in my experience, can be very overwhelming when we get sometimes hundreds in a day. And what can be helpful, again, is to have some discipline around how to use emails and a system for them. So you can have folders with different categories that you can keep certain emails with. And you can also book some time during the day to look at your emails rather than looking at them on an ongoing basis, if that feels right for you. And you can have rules for yourself, like in your inbox that you want to keep it less than 100. So once it can build up to 200 or 300, and then once it gets there, to always go back and to clean it out so you've got less than 100 on an ongoing basis. It's a nice practice before the end of the week so that you clear things out, make sure that you have gotten to all the things that you need to do. The final thing is to book time for reflection. So to make sure that you have time for the not urgent and important things that you really want to get to. It's one of the things that I see is missing in organizations, is that people are so busy in back-to-back meetings that they haven't had the time for reflection or processing or thinking about new ideas and creativity. So book some time into your calendar and either go out of the office or book a room where you won't be disturbed on a floor where no one knows you. Those are a couple of things that you can do to support you when you're feeling overwhelmed at work. The exercise for this week is for you to take a look at your schedule and to reprioritize the tasks based on your perspective. Categorize them into one of the 4 categories that we talked about, and manage expectations with people who believe that the tasks are urgent and important, where you see them as a different priority in the things that you have to do. You may have to have a difficult conversation with the person to manage expectations around that, and to reflect on what you've learned at the end of the week and try adjusting your schedule again next week. So it's an ongoing practice of prioritization. Relax into your authenticity and live this day with just a little more ease. Thank you, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks.